mentioning before, they might
Aphelios Milio. Lucian Nami, what a surprise.
If you don't, I like
Oriana, what a shocker.
Yeah,
All right, Rel coming in for Canyon. He has been doing a little bit more of that, but they're not going to prioritize anything. The Tristana, which is probably going to be banned here. Yep. That's the Chovy Classic. And they're going to ban Azir. Yone is still up for Chovy, though. As is Nico. No Sejuani, no Nocturne. So we still have Viego possibility. Viego, very strong possibility. Got a field. No, he's actually going to go for Jarvan. I guess for the Aphelios. The thing is, Milio doesn't have as easy of a time helping Aphelios against J4 ult, as opposed to a lot of other abilities in the game. You also try and lock down Nico if she goes for a flank. Going to be a kick and or Facebook gaming MonteCristo in the future. I don't know, man. Maybe TikTok streaming. That's the real dream.
It'll be the second option.
Yeah, I mean, Cassante right now is incredibly strong.
J4 Ori, the classic combo.
Option, as you were saying, try to dominate the lane, but the Aatrox nowadays, it can be pretty safe unless you're playing against Zeus, and then it does really well with the Profane Hydra in later game team fights.
Is Heretics versus BDS a banger? We probably will do some more LEC matches tomorrow and the next day.
I think the Cassante is a safer pick for sure.
Milio Q, Cux, Jarvan EQ combo. True. But if you engage with ult, doesn't do shit.
You have a very tanky Rel. You have a tanky Cassante in this draft. If you played the Yone, you know, the Yone, if it doesn't get far ahead, can just be so squishy into that lethality Aatrox, and you won't have a front line.
NPC MonteCristo. Man, that shit's crazy how popular that is. Those people make so much money.
So you don't have a Rumble in this comp. You don't have an Azir. You don't have a Talia that can burn through that health bar. So killing the Cassante is going to be so difficult.
Glizzy Overdrive.
Actually follows up on all of
that shit's actually really funny, I think. People get really good at that, too. That's hard.
I do like the draft here a lot for GenG, I think, because really going to have to hit the mark with this Jarvan pick to lock down Pays. Otherwise, it's going to be a tough game to play out.
Yeah, their team fights are going to have to be really crisp against this team of GenG. It looks like we're ready to hop onto the rift for game number. It's a change.
Cuz has been so good recently, guys. Cuz has arguably been the best jungler, you know, in the last couple weeks here in LCK.
Pre-recorded ones, it does kind of get rid of the ambiguity of.
Not much to say about these compositions, guys. Like, these are both going to be pretty standard, right? Kind of front-to-back team fighting. Maybe a little bit of flanking with Aatrox or with Nico.
Making sure the fan leader says it and all that, and some of the drama that's always surrounded that across since back to the Brood War days. So, it does feel like a
watching for a long while. Keep it going. Thank you, Butt Poncho. What a name. Thank you for the YouTube stream. Way better than using Twitch. Yeah, stream quality definitely better.
So, you know, not really going to.
Your current stream makes it hard to find. You should remove the team names and added LOL co-stream MonteCristo. No, because the team names in the VOD of the live stream let you know what I was watching. And it says Bangers Only MonteCristo stream in the title. Guys, I changed it. It already says MonteCristo stream in the title. So, gonna disagree with you there, buddy.
Just like, okay, I'm gonna be really efficient with my pathing. If I have an objective that's in my way after I do a full clear, or mostly a full clear, then I'll go for it. Where he's basically definitely a jungler that is like
no level 1 shenanigans from Green Gun Aphelios and Milio.
He actually highlighted that one time on the space, where he's basically just like, okay, I'm going to be really efficient with my pathing. If I have an objective that's in my way after I do a full clear, or mostly a full clear, then
oh, there are the shenanigans, guys. Pays already took a lot of damage, though. Interesting. We've seen a lot more kind of aggression at level 1 from the Aphelios, Milio into Lucian Nami, typically, but we don't usually see them losing like this early.
Yeah, really hitting him hard here at level 1, despite the campfire coming through from Lehens. Just provide a little bit more sustain, just getting into range and propping that damage, hitting level 2 now. Looking for a little bit more.
I mean, this is Lucian Nami. They're going to get the heal out of Lehens already. You can see that Pays now moving ahead with Lehens, still trying to take aggressive trades. This one does go in favor of Lehens and Pays, but heal and Ghost used. by the side of GenG's bot lane.
Yeah, that's a lot of extra mobility gone in this bottom lane for a potential Jarvan gank.
The thing is, I think, from what I've seen,
here, from
most of your advantages from Milio and Aphelios happen at like level 1. And like as you get to level 2, level 3, the Lucian Nami really just starts to take over. So if you can't push, if you can't chunk them out, stack the wave and push it, you know, this opens you up to like Jarvan dives potentially from the bot side.
They can to make that a more viable option here. But so far, good respect here from Pays.
I think this starts actually to get pretty scary. Both junglers are just full clearing though, so.
Safely here. And I would not expect there to actually be a scuffle here on the bottom side, but we're really zoomed in on this lane right now. Yeah. So I feel like the observing team thinks there might be, and as you can see.
Hello, Jimmy Baker.
Really on a nice
we're trying to get more communicative with the YouTube side of things. For our glorious multi-streaming.
Duos contesting for presence in the lane and looking for aggressive trades and not willing to back down. Kind of like Blue and Alndil's position for now, but obviously as the game comes along, we are going to have to see what that Aphelios with the help of Milio can do.
Good ward.
Really strong front line.
Yeah, good ward here, going to spot Cuz taking the scuttle top side. They know exactly where he is. And so that's a ton of information. Instant ping went down onto him as soon as he went up there, just to confirm. And obviously Canyon was able to identify he wasn't on bottom side scuttle there. Puts his own ward down in the river there as well, near the tri-brush. And it's a pretty calm early game here. No disasters, which is a breath of fresh air from some of our series we've had this week where something has gone horribly wrong when we hit the 4-minute mark. Speaking of horribly wrong, Andil definitely...
when will the new 4-play episode be aired? Pretty soon.
Looks like they just positioned a little bit too far forward. Pays kind of landed.
Does the person or team who controls the camera for these pro games need intensive training? Yeah, they do. You know, it takes a lot of game knowledge as well to know where to be and like what to highlight, right? How to anticipate the next play, how to highlight, you know, certain interactions or strange things that happen within the game. You know, how to do replays that show, you know, crucial moments or mechanics that might otherwise be missed. It's very difficult. Very specialized role.
Keen doesn't commit the ghost either, so nothing really going to come of this on either side, but just a little bit further pressure.
Am I happy with how Horseman is doing as a show? What do you mean? Yeah, it gets huge viewership.
Go ahead and start up these grubs.
I think it'll get even more if it's, you know, once we make it more regular too. The show does very well. It's a massive podcast.
The first large monster is the one that you really want. Then you can kind of just,
you know, it probably does like, I don't know, 100,000 downloads on average per episode. Oh, format/structure? Yeah, I am. Why? Are you not?
They can get presence down on the bottom side. He already got that first grub, so technically ahead of Canyon, who's probably just going to go in there and get the one. Could pick up two.
Oh, force flash the bubble. Nice.
The flash, not respecting Bulldog, who immediately puts him in his place.
Hits by that bubble. It doesn't flash, and he is dead. But I mean,
that gets you a free Drake too.
Into this Drake
feels good.
Kwangdong Freecs, you mentioned he just takes the one, goes down here, and they want
more. Ping my Discord stream announcements roll.
This is a bit greedy, to be honest, though, from Kwangdong.
Thank you.
Freecs to leash the dragon, and Bull doesn't come over to help. So, bit of a disjointed moment there. Got, I think, a bit eyes bigger than the stomach, and will actually end up not getting the dragon, nor will they put any real pressure onto Pays. Would have been a fight they would have to commit to get the dragon itself. It wasn't a freebie, but they could have at least had that positional advantage there for the contest.
Thank you very much. I gotta set up new roles on that Discord. It's a whole fucking mess. Like the reason I'm not using it is I need to figure out how to set up roles and like make a kind of all announcement in there. I just haven't had time.
These good teams, they will just naturally get ahead by how clean they are in the lane.
You know, the LFN Discord is like way better set up right now, so I need to figure out how to do that.
Could be a big problem.
Well, looks like now Kwangdong Freecs won a challenge here. Bulldogs still no shockwave, and the damage is being put.
But the problem with my Discord is that I just need to, you know, make an announcement to everybody about what's going on, because I think there's a lot of people in there who just don't know. Try and revive it from the dead. Triple Tonic Rune on Ori. This has been pretty common, actually. Like, Faker's been running this as well. It's been very common on Oriana's.
Respected in that skirmish could be a big problem.
Well, looks like now Kwangdong Freecs want a challenge here. Bulldogs still.
So as you can see, he just chugged it actually for this Drake fight. So he has what, additional 20 AP right now.
Very adept at looking for steals, but will he actually go for this one? The answer is no, not against a Rel. I think that's a good call.
Yeah, tough against the Rel. Red-white here for Pays as well. Really difficult to commit to this fight any further. As Chovy, again.
You know, it's interesting because this looks like it's in favor
but I mean, either way, it's a great play leading into
at the start for the Drake play because they just forced Milio back, but Bulldog actually has no mana.
More because they know Lehens isn't here. I think this is a bit greedy, to be honest, though, from Kwangdong Freecs to leash the dragon, and Bull doesn't come over to help.
Yeah,
so
it's pretty awkward timing for sure because it allows Milio to kind of get back into the fray.
And we'll actually end up not getting the dragon, nor will they.
But they don't have mid lane resources to really pull this off, I think.
They would have to commit to get the dragon itself. It wasn't a freebie. But they could have
when will you do this SI TSM episode? Probably, I forget which is the exact date of our 10-year anniversary episode. It's in February.
Which can be dangerous because these good teams, they will just
I don't know. You guys go tell me. Look at find the first episode of SI. Icaro, thank you for your Twitch Prime subscription.
Looks like now Kwangdong Freecs want a challenge here. Bulldogs still no shockwave, and the damage is being put into this one.
Bulldog back with actual mana now, though.
Looking for steals, but will he actually go for this one? The answer is no, not against a Rel.
Yeah, you're not going to steal it versus the Rel.
Yeah, tough against the Rel. Red-white here for Pays as well. Really difficult to commit to this fight any further. As Chovy, again, has that ult advantage. Bulldogs ult coming up very soon here. We'll try to grab a plate at least as a consolation prize, and Cuz is going to go over here and start on the second wave of grubs for him to get his second of.
Oh, appreciate your points when you changed the title is improved and you jumped in viewers. I've seen a Mr. Beast podcast when he gives specific YouTube tips. Sure, I'll take a look at it.
The last Kevin of the Kevins.
Is it not announced the stream/show is ending soon because it causes viewer drops?
Six, as you mentioned, is huge. The bubble goes on Lehens. Remember, he doesn't have flash, but Canyon is here, and Bull doesn't care. First blood, but Bull is in a lot of trouble, and he should be going down as it is traded. As Pays on Lehens of the Kevins. A lot of bursts here in a Pays. The bouncing getting on him. Still red-white available, and Six, as you mentioned, is
Bull's so aggressive. He knows Lehens doesn't have flash from earlier, but Canyon's here. Still gets first blood. Had to use 2 summons though. That's pretty good though, honestly. Like you actually trade up on this side of the map, at least for the time being, and you're able to cross map and get void grubs.
Set of plays there from Bull, but Pays knew all along he's red-white, and he knows that Canyon is closer to.
He is probably going to lose more money than the difference between a regular kill and the first blood, though, just to this wave. So probably is a kind of a wash on the bot side. Plus his summoners are not there.
As this wave crashes through, Ando will pick up at least some of this goal. He's going to try to hold some of it. But unfortunately,
April 4th, 2014. Oh, there you go. It's April. I was wrong. It wasn't February.
Let's say, and a great
Thank you very much.
But GenG just having the better read on the Rift.
Yeah, definitely a good call from GenG. The first blood golds, might help to even it out, but you can see that GenG do have that natural 500 gold lead. For now, they have that Infernal Drake first. And both sides got some grubs, so still advantage to GenG as we take another look at this trade.
Yeah, so Bull comes in here. He knows he's just a minion off of 6 here as he pushes forward and pops the ultimate lens.
I mean, it's a good idea, right? If Canyon isn't there, this is a successful play, but there's a lot of risk in this if your Jarvan's on the top side. But I appreciate Bull's commitment to aggression and trying to take advantages.
Luckily, we did enough damage there with my culling to where I can kill the hens. He doesn't have flash from the earlier play in mid, and they're able to secure that one. So turning what could have been a disaster into at least an okay situation.
Yeah, it's an all-right situation. Pays sitting on his flash, and they might be able to use that if he's got Gravitum here to try to set up this kill. He does not, but they'll rely on Canyon, and the lack of flashes from their side. Ondel had his, and the delay comes in for the tidal wave, but it doesn't matter, as from long range, the turret that is this.
All right, starting to go a lot worse now. Starting to go a lot worse now. Canyon really focusing on the bot side. Canyon's tank juggling has been much improved from last year, guys. He had some stinkers
their side. Ondel had his, and the delay comes in for
Get the flash too. It's so nice.
As from long range,
Meanwhile, Canyon's Rel and Maokai has just been on point so far this year.
Shout out to Achilles, great caster. Yeah, but that's a kill. GenG going to pick up another one down here, and that's 2 for Pays.
Yeah, Bull just going to clear this wave as soon as possible here, and that's going to be the end of that. And as it often is with Bulldog, he's not able to come and do anything. Didn't have.
It's not April 4th. That's the date it was uploaded to YouTube. 7th of February. Yeah, that's fair enough.
And Chovy was there to help out the play if he needed to be, and Bulldog is almost getting up late. This happens so often.
We'll figure it out. Yeah, I thought it was in February too.
As Bull is just going to survive here due to Ondil's sacrifice. Flash coming through. Pretty self-explanatory gank there, and at least he's able to catch that wave right afterwards.
There's Rel here again, and it's EP, but this one is spotted, so it doesn't really amount to too much. I mean, Chovy probably could have just TP'd into mid, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, gets a nice little amount of poke on the cuz as well. No Drake for now. Waiting on that mountain, 1 minute and 20 away.
Yeah, it's still just 2 minutes, or 1:20, as you say, sorry, away from that one on 120 seconds, just 1:20. Don't ever try to do math in your brain on stream, or even like think you can, or even
no
think
math
you can,
on cast.
You can even casually just try to convert seconds to minutes. Don't ever do it.
Not even simple addition.
No,
not even once.
Not ever. We draw the line at counting. Okay, we can count, but that's it.
Sometimes.
I canceled my dinner plans to watch you. Maybe not the best use of your life, if I'm being honest.
For this upcoming fight, and I think this is a really big one for the Kwangdong Freecs, because Pays is already so massively ahead here. 2 kills, double support item for him too, so it's not like he's just going to be behind the Lucian because he opted out of that. He's going to have that extra gold himself. And if you end up losing this Dragon, it's a 2 Drake lead, and the Aphelios is ahead of the Lucian.
It's rare to see me on so early. Yeah, I need to start getting on earlier, actually. That's been an issue. I need to start the stream earlier than I have been.
And I think GenG just don't care about it.
C1 T1 versus Bro series, yeah, it's not worth doing that one.
I mean, if Kwangdong Freecs can get these and then move towards the Drake, then...
And yes, you can watch the VODs on YouTube as well, so you don't have to cancel your dinner plans. Just watch them later.
Also, Chovy has Cryo mid, and you've got Canyon on the Dragon already.
Going through the old SI episode, finding gems in them in terms of comments, rants, analysis, and splicing in relevant gameplay to make a version that people can watch without being in that particular historical moment. Yeah, we're not doing that, but we are doing a special video for the 10-year anniversary. We are doing something that's like highlights, episode highlights. So I don't think it's going to be super huge or anything, but it'll be a little something.
Which would have been disastrous, but it's still not great.
Speaking of the Hex Flash coming in, and Ondil's in trouble once again, but the tidal wave is pretty good, and now we got TP coming in.
Man, the Moonlight Vigil is just on point from Pays this game. The punish on the bot side is so ridiculous. They're really just preventing this Lucian from ever getting rolling.
The Hex Flash coming in, and Ondil's in trouble once again, but the tidal wave is...
What was that? Did he sidestep the bottle? The screen is flickering, so I'm having the broadcast was flickering, so I'm having a hard time seeing if he... I guess he doesn't get hit by bubble. It's hard to tell.
The dust, and that TP is canceled. Oh boy. Well, they've got a mid...
we do have a full-time editor on LFN.
This is maybe too far, but Cannon and Pays, they want it.
Right. That going back 10 years is that's a huge project. Emilio saves him. Yeah, that makes sense. It's really hard to tell what's going on because the camera's pulling back while the screen is flickering. So he does get hit by it, but he has the reduced tenacity from and the cleanse from Emilio.
Well, they've got a mid-jungle duo looking for something as a dive is coming in onto Bull. This is maybe too far.
Oh, it's a root. Nice.
They want it. Flash forward, and they're both dead.
Wow.
Bulldog will take them out. Looking for something as a dive is coming in onto Bull. This is maybe too far, but Cannon and Pays, they want it. Flash forward, and they're both dead as Bulldog will take them out. And it was way too far forward from the side of GenG.
Meanwhile, Cuz is trying to take out Lehens here, gets both of his summoners. Pays now down both summoners as well. And yeah, Lehens gets out, but at a heavy cost.
5 grabs over to Kwangdong, though.
With the jungler, the Rel here as well. And that's 2 kills for Bulldog. He's suddenly online.
Yeah, Lucid's been really good, guys.
And you can just see from the outset here, it looks like, okay, this play maybe
Flicker is so janky.
Into the bubble here on the
Yeah, instant cleanse.
A ton of damage. Without that combo, I don't think Bulldog necessarily ends up getting those 2 kills because Pays goes super low.
I mean, they see Bulldog coming and speed it up with Ori W2 through the Pink Ward and Tri-Brush.
So he gets low as well. Then Bulldog comes in.
They disrespect the Shockwave, man.
The shield comes out. Not even necessary, honestly, to keep him
KDF
alive.
looks legit this year. Yeah, I totally agree. They just look better and better. Dude, Bull has been such a fun player to watch.
A tense situation.
He might be 80 carry Croco in the end, but he's fun.
As Bull saves Bulldog, or no, Bulldog saves Bull, and the 2 Bulls are working together here on the side of Kwangdong Freecs, and now they have the gold lead. Now again, they don't have any of the dragons, but Canyon just kind of sitting here getting pummeled. TP coming in now as they're looking to get on top of Cuz. This game is
Cuz actually has to flash because he EQ'd in.
That one and just flashes away.
Bulldog knows
I love Keen. We haven't even seen Keen, the top lane.
Bottom side. No one to answer at the moment.
Dudu's been like dominating lane actually on the Aatrox recently. It's been fun to watch.
To a contest here just simply because they have no control whatsoever. But if Bulldog gets the whole turret and they're denying minions top side here, I feel like Kwangdong Freecs are pretty okay with this.
Yeah, Bull wasn't
scenario.
even supposed to start. Where is Croco now?
It's going down pretty quick with no
He's
one
in China on Absolute Legends. He's there with Kyle. It's Croco and Kyle.
Yeah, it's looking pretty likely that he gets the
having a live sandbox reunion on Absolute Legends. They are bad.
So many minions down
Yeah,
here
he's off Crocoing in China now.
I mean, this isn't 2021 anymore, GenG. Like, you don't need 5 people to take the Rift Herald and lose everything else.
Yeah,
like,
they lost minions top as well. Like, Dudu is suddenly 20 CS up, and you know, Bulldog doesn't pick up a massive amount of gold or anything like that, doesn't actually get the turret, but it's very vulnerable. That's just kind of standing gold they can take shortly here. Pays also, you know, going to get most of these minions in mid, but man, Kwangdong Freecs said, you got the Herald, but we got everything else, and denied a lot of CS with it. Yeah. And that's how you kind of want to play around having grubs. I mean, I still think the Dragon was more valuable, but at least they're getting something out of this. 2 of these outers very low now.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, you can say, okay, well, they really wanted the Rift Herald because they want to put it down right before this Drake, but it's a 3rd Drake Ocean Soul. It's not huge value. Like, yes, it is going to be nice to continue stacking those because he's looking for an angle. But yeah, at the end of the day, you're probably not going to be doing too much damage to a turret. Maybe you do get a 3rd Drake, but that's not going to win you the game.
Thunder Talk. I mean, I was hyped up by Thunder Talk in their first match, obviously, because like 1XN is fun and Yukal's a good player, but the rest of that team, Hoya is just like, Hoya and Beshwan like make my brain hurt.
To defend against this Herald, and this turret is so healthy. Oh, Chovy! Oh, they had no idea.
Oh, Chovy. Look how they play this. GenG's so smart. So they have 2 pink wards here, right? So they can disguise where the Nico is.
Damage to a turret, and maybe you do get a 3rd Drake, but that you continue stacking.
They see him in the bot side.
He's looking for an angle. But yeah, at the end of the day, you're probably not.
Nico starts to motion up, changes into Rel. Canyon knows they have no vision of him right now, so Chovy just looks like dismounted Rel. A harmless dismounted Rel.
Join the fight if he wants to here to defend against this Herald, and this turret is so healthy. Oh, Chovy!
He then, so he splits. Look at this. He sends out his clone, right? He sends out his clone, and it makes it look like he's actually playing behind the Herald. So he sends his clone up, is microing his clone while he's not microing his actual avatar. He then starts one of his emote animations to extend the life of the clone, and then fools Bull and Andal. That's actually such a cool play, guys.
Yeah, Chovy was just hanging around, and maybe they thought it was a fake, but he immediately just ulted on top of them.
I feel like if they did not get engaged on like that,
because it looks like he's just using the clone and extending its lifespan for vision.
After he gets turret, but they just did not react to Chovy there. And he gets the double.
Same sort of misdirect Faker used to do with the LeBlanc clone. Yeah, that's like, it's really cool, actually. Let's watch that again.
Now can threaten that turret. Teleport here shortly.
How much does what? By the way, guys, I'm not sure which rel emote that is. How much does that extend the clone life by? Do you know which rel emote it is? I'm not familiar with this with the rel emotes. Because it's 3 seconds. Joke is 8 seconds. Dance is 8 seconds. Taunt. Oh, I didn't realize that if you play an emote or recall, it modifies it. So recall is 8 seconds. Empowered recall is 4 seconds. Laugh is 3 seconds. Taunt is 4.25 seconds. It's the joke emote. Yeah, okay, because that's the longest one, 8 seconds.
To defend against
Ocean Soul.
Yeah, this is just a really cool trick that we see from Chovy with the mind games, right? This is such a cool mind game by Chovy.
But that's not going to win you the game, and you're giving an angle for Kwangdong Freecs to catch up in a big way.
Bulldog will have teleport.
So here's Chovy's mind game. Comes up, pretends to be Canyon's dismounted rel, splits the clone, micros the clone so it looks like he's behind the Herald, while using a joke animation to extend the clone life. Then he comes in and ults. And they get mid-turret for it, and 2 kills. That's such a hero play by Chovy. You love to see it.
If they did not get engaged on like that, I think everything was set up super well for Kwangdong there to turn on a teleport engage.
One day we will see this Chovy at Worlds. I know, we can only dream. This is why everybody's like, Chovy isn't good. Because they're just little TSM fans from NA that only see him at Worlds, and they don't see this kind of shit. It's such a good fake. I mean, that's why, you know, that's why I actually really like watching Nico at the professional level.
Back in the lead in terms of gold here now. Very close game, but that also means, by the way, that while they get the turret and the reset, Kwangdong Freecs get prio for Drake.
Yeah, they do, and no Nico ult for this Drake that is about to spawn. Again, like I was saying before, just like for GenG, I mean, a singular...
Yeah, but if they get pushed in mid lane, there's no mid turret, so...
So GenG, if they don't feel comfortable, they don't absolutely have to go.
Besides, Nico ult's going to be up relatively soon.
Big wombo combo with the Orianna Jarvan. Obviously, you don't want to run straight into that. But Canyon is coming in, and he's getting chunked big time right now. Doesn't have any MR at all at this moment in time, as here's a TP. Looking for the angle.
Chovy's going to have ult up in this fight.
Big time right now. Doesn't have any MR at all at this moment in time, as here's a TP. Looking for the angle. They want to get on top of.
I mean, it's just free. Dudu is half HP and TPing later.
Can very comfortably take this dragon.
Yeah, you just cannot fight into this anymore. Dudu.
Yeah, he's got a flash as well, and yes, Bulldog is chunking them, but the team fighting just much cleaner from the side of GenG.
And they have an Aphelios. That's pretty big at this point. You can't really mess around with that. The shockwave gets flashed, and that's it. You got to walk away. You don't have the damage to compete with this Aphelios anymore after that, even with the weak rel that doesn't have any MR that's taking a ton of damage from every single Orianna QW. doesn't necessarily matter here, as Canyon and crew will secure the Dragon. So now Soul Point in their hands. And this is, of course, after this play from Chovy here.
Oh yeah, now we get to see it from Chovy's perspective.
And this is, of course, after this play from
So you can see him microing his clone there.
That was actually really well played by him. They just do not read it well enough, and that's a guarantee on the turret. See Bull's reaction. Oh.
Yeah, we got to fight live, and Hayes is dead. What? That's a shutdown. We don't know how this happened, but yeah, he's just gone. He didn't have flash, so remember he flashed the shockwave at the Dragon, so just kind of in the wrong place at the wrong time. We'll have to wait and see how this one goes.
Yeah, it just looks like he just got cataclysmed there by Cuz and died instantly because he couldn't flash out of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. If you don't have flash against Oriana Jarvan as a Felios, good luck.
Bulldog didn't even commit the ult there. You know, he's going to grab that topside turret too. And, you know, we'll get the replay.
GenG looks good, but not nearly as dominant as their first 2 weeks. I think so. I think you're also underestimating that Kwangdong has actually been a pretty good team.
Just coming in as a team.
Yeah, just greeting here for topside control and control over a scuttle crab they don't ultimately take, and he just gets caught there with Lehens. Lehens down both summoners now as well.
It's just, you know, a slight overextension, and it's just a really heads-up play from Cuz to just say, I'm gonna.
Cuz is such the hero of this team, guys. He's been so good for like the last year.
Overextension, and Cuz a great play. So once again, it's just back and forth, tip for tap between these two teams.
A lot of errors here from the side of GenG, I think, when they're in good positions here, but still, Chovy make proactive plays to bring it back. I mean, this is anyone's game to take right now. Obviously, the Aphelios is big.
Yeah, Kwangdong beat KT and D+. It kind of showed that it wasn't a fluke. Thanks, Quid Bro Quo. What a great name.
Slowly working towards getting that MR, but still, he is just going to put
Najafan thinks that they're a razor cake.
And he has no flash. There's an easy ball delivery here with Cuz, as we've talked so much about with his Jarvan here. So it doesn't matter necessarily how many kills Pays has, or that he has an IE second item here at 20 minutes, because if he instantly dies, none of that will actually matter.
It's me, Fez. Thank you for your tier 1 sub. You guys are very generous today. Appreciate it.
Against this Aphelios, and so far he is.
Got a little fight in the bottom side here due to feeling the effects of armor against lethality. Can sometimes not matter in the case of...
Thank you, Hazy Grays, for your Twitch Prime sub.
Yeah, even one single Mountain Drake.
And Disco Shell for your tier 1 sub. Thanks, guys.
118 armor is what I just saw.
I do appreciate your subscriptions, and we have new emotes. Great new emotes for you. All the raccoons your hearts could desire.
Not doing a whole lot of damaging to
How's my experience been streaming this much? Good. I've been enjoying it. Helps me remember the games even better to be talking about them. Also, it's helpful that I can use the 1,000 monkeys at the typewriters to ask questions about which rel emote that was, so I don't have to look it up. Bluefit, thank you. Wicked Carouser, thank you both for your Twitch Prime subs. How has it been for you guys to have me streaming more? That's the real question. We're all on the content train. We're putting all the VODs up onto the Bangers Only channel. We're putting edited videos up now. Trying to revive my primary YouTube channel. What's my?
Could just look to play Calibrum style and just try to ult from afar and just follow up on big ults.
Well, this Twitch chat is useful because you guys are the erudite elite. You know, you're not a bunch of nephews. You actually care about analysis in the game and contributing.
His flash is basically back up now too for this fight. So
MonteCristo Rage, you will get more views, I think. Well, maybe when I'm less tired, guys. I will say that streaming 6 days a week and doing 6 podcasts and running a business with a newborn and a 3-year-old who has not been in school because he's been on winter break the last week has been challenging. I don't get paternity leave, guys. The show must go on.
They have done a great job. So
Can I explain the nephew thing? Yeah, it's from the NBA subreddit. So the concept of the nephew is that it's like the young guy who is trying to tell you about the history of the game of basketball, right? And who has like outrageous takes.
Damage.
They have
who has outrageous takes.
Kwangdong Freecs. Look at the timing of this. They have done a great job. So Bull's got double buff. He's got the
you know, it's like the mob. It's, for example, it's like the mob of Faker fans who never actually watched the first 3 world championships that Faker won. So they have this really bizarre, like, current perception of Faker. Like, oh yeah, he's still so individually good. It's like, dude, you didn't even watch when he was individually good. Like, the reasons he's good now are not the reasons he was good 8 years ago. 3-year-olds go to school. They go to preschool.
Importantly, it looks like he just lost it, unfortunately, but really important for just the consistent zoning and harass. Now he's got to back away as they move into mid. Here comes Chovy's clone, and they had to respect that, especially after that last play.
Cuz looking for an angle on Pays here.
So I got all the boomers, man. I got all the uncles in the chat. Educating the nephews.
That's how you win this fight.
How's your sleep been, Monty? Dog shit. Thanks. Thanks for asking.
Could be massive. King getting pretty far ahead of his team. Canyon looking for the ult. Look at that.
I'm like a zombie right now.
Absolutely nothing, and now
everyone's grouped up too.
The struggle is real.
Could be massive. King getting pretty far ahead of his team. Canyon look.
That's such a good reaction. So he does pull 2 flashes off, but this opens up the opportunity just for a counter engage right here, right?
Could be massive. King getting pretty far ahead of his team. Canyon looking for the ult. Look at that.
Bulldog also flashes out, so he actually got 3. He gets 3 flashes, but the turn can be absolutely huge here because now you can catch Pays. Canyon's not in range to do anything. Follow up with the tidal wave.
So maybe he can just 1v5, but Pays was never.
That was a very, very good reaction to Canyon's engage. And really crucial, too, because even though it costs a lot of summoner spells, you actually do need to pick up this Ocean Soul, because Keen's Cassante with an Ocean Soul would be an absolute nightmare. Canyon, the Rel with an Ocean Soul would be very annoying, too.
To secure the fight, even if you don't kill Pays, he can't get anywhere near anybody because Dudu's positioning also so great.
Ooh, gotta be careful with that Gravitum. They've been struggling with that all day long, but
thank you, Hellion743. Welcome back. I appreciate your subscription.
So watch Cuz in this moment here as the re-engage comes through, because Canyon sees, okay, they're kind of grouped up here. They really only hit Bulldog, and then Cuz is like, everybody's in a choke. I'm getting on top of Pays. Ball comes in, and then there's just no damage here anymore. Bull, look at him free hitting here, and even though Keen tries to get in and actually tank a ton of that damage, he just gets burned down here. They can't break through.
Thank you, Pen Lysiak 107 for the Twitch Prime sub.
The Aatrox, and he can't get into range to actually follow up on any damage. So
yes, the Riven was Faker played was versus Nagne in the finals.
The entire fight, nobody's grouped up, and your
versus Cassio mid.
Zoned away. Just don't have the damage.
Thoughts on Zeus innovating pulling out of Zach as a legit counter to Cassante? I don't know if that's a legit counter, dude. We can't take away anything from the Breon match. Like, that's some happy gaming, man.
There was a lot of summoners burned, by the way, on both sides. A lot of flashes away from Canyon's engages, Magnus Storm, and then, of course, a lot of flashes away from the Orianna Jarvan combo. So
Insanity was huge on Sion again today. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that he picked Sion again. I had a bet from Esports Bet on NRG, or on Shopify for the upset at 3.0 odds. So I woke up and I was like, hell yeah.
Every aspect of this rift right now. And if your AD carry gets into engage range, that's it. We take Baron, period. And you can see here some of the damage in this game. Bulldog doing way more. He's hitting a ton of these combos just by the aspect of Cuz's ability to put that ball where it needs to be.
But Poncho, thank you. You made it from YouTube to Twitch.
Damage wherever he can get it. And despite all the MR being stacked up here, you know, he's halfway to some Magic Pen himself. And Kwangdong Freecs, they've got enough control, they think, to just start this one up.
Yeah, I mean, You can't sweep out these larger
Menacer,
hits as
thank
well
you.
nowadays,
Wow, you
especially
guys
in
are
position.
lots of subs today. Thanks.
That one control load, which is pretty poor, to be honest.
Very generous.
Not great.
Yeah, should be in front of
You
the
can't get
Baron.
money on
They're just
YouTube.
gonna
Oh, okay.
engage. Nobody has flash.
I don't think I have. I don't even think I have memberships set up on YouTube, so that would be impossible anyway.
It's pretty poor, to be honest.
Yeah, not great.
Welcome back,
Should
Shobes.
be in front of the Baron. They're just gonna engage. Nobody has flash, and they're all running away. GenG are not grouped up, and can any?
Dude, Andal like kind of sucked the first 2 weeks, but he's just gotten better and better. Like
Over the wall by the change from the
his
Aatrox.
Nami play
And
this
that is
game
the
has been
end
really
of the
good,
GenG
particularly his tidal
jungle.
wave
And they're all
usage.
as well
Because you
nowadays,
never really
especially
want to
in
use
position.
tidal wave as a primary engage,
Pretty poor,
obviously,
to be
but as a
honest.
disengage
not
tool or a
great.
secondary
Yeah,
engage,
should
it can
be
be
in front of the
really,
Baron.
really
There's-
good. It also prevents
engage.
counter
Nobody
engages,
has
which is what they're really doing with it here.
Flash,
So they
and
catch
they're all
Kenyon
running
out, and it
away.
basically,
GenG are
this basically
not
seals the pick,
grouped up, and can
right?
any gets pulled
Because it makes sure nobody can actually save
over
Canyon.
the wall by the change from the Aatrox, and that is the end of the GenG jungler.
No jungle anymore. They could use some of this honey fruit to heal back up here.
Your long shot
without
bet on
Canyon,
Cloud9
without
going
Canyon's
0-3 is
ult.
looking, but
How do
no,
you
no,
actually
that
get
wasn't
on
my
top of
long
this
shot
Baron
bet. My
here?
long shot bet was on
Round two, let's start
Shopify
it up.
3-0.
Teleport.
Credit to
they're gonna
Degon
force
though,
GenG
whose
to
long
move
shot
into
bet
this,
at Degon got 5.0 odds on betting on the Immortals Cloud9 upset. And he put 250. He made like $1,000 bucks.
From their positioning in team fights, it is not going to be easy.
Shit's hilarious.
Look at the flank.
To hit an ult, but he is getting a nice angle here.
Dudu on the flank.
And we got a couple of flankers, but look at Chovy on the top side. He's zoning them away as Cuz is going to go down, and so does Ondil. The angle from getting a nice. Yeah, I mean, they're going to force GenG to move into this.
Remember that they still have no flashes on Bulldog Bull and Andil from the fight around Drake, so this is actually pretty risky. In my opinion, you know, to try and do this with no flashes and no tidal wave for disengage, I think is just a mistake from Kwangdong.
Look at the
You actually just don't even have to take this. Like, you're in a gold lead right now. The game is not under a significant amount of pressure, and you do have kind of a slow Baron take.
Got a couple of flankers, but look at Chovy on the top side. He's zoning them away as Cuz is going to
You know,
go down.
Chovy's flank is very
and so does
effective because they don't have
Ondil. The angle
flashes.
from Chovy was too good, and
Bulldog
now
just taking
Bulldog
over the
is
wall.
Kwangdong
They actually end up
leads.
giving up Baron for this play.
Kwangdong
You know,
upset
one
over
thing about
GenG, and then
Kwangdong has been, like, they do make quite a few macro errors where they try and play too aggressively. You know what I mean? And there's really no point to doing this because you do have your TP timer. You have 2 TP timers up, and the waves are not as pushed as they could be. Like, you can actually just play for map pressure right now and get some deep wards in, you know, and play for the next Drake. Yeah, it's going to be the Soul Drake or play for Baron. But I think this is just better to kind of incrementally play this out because you're just not going to be able to turn effectively when you have no flashes and you're dealing with the possibility of Nico flank. So even though Canyon is dead and you think you want to take advantage of this moment, it's better just to get vision pressure right now because you yourselves, you know, have so few resources, and especially without the tidal wave too, to stop the engage.
Teleport.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to force GenG to move into this. And based on what we've seen from their positioning in team fights,
You know, you're basically a one Nico flank away from dying. Or Keen actually just dragging you over the wall, which is exactly what happens to Bulldog. Nicely played by Keen there, scooping Cuz into the fight. Gets the kill. Keen's so good, man. Keen is so good.
GenG, they find a very nice 4v5 team fight.
Oh, so close to greatness, but so far. Pull him away. They just could not hold on to Canyon. They decide to go for it a second time, but don't back away.
Other team has no flashes too. That matters less. Guys, it matters less that the other team has no flashes because you have to stay on the Baron. You know what I mean? And so if they set up a flank and you're in Baron pit, you need flash more than they need flash.
Tidal wave is used though, and tidal wave is your best tool to control this Baron zone right now. Chovy gets the wraparound here as well, and Bulldog is just Keen so
Chovy also has Rocket
Belt.
Belt.
Off of him, not really, and then he just goes unstoppable, pulls Cuz away, Cuz gets burned down, and then Bulldog's the next one to get caught by Q3, and then he's pulled over the wall into Pays. Easy double there, and then Dudu, unfortunately, alone cannot do anything. Started off great, but without tidal wave there, and without the
Kwangdong gets too greedy, you know. Kwangdong has problems like sinking waves to provide pressure. We saw that when they got caught out kind of in the mid as well when they were playing against D+.
They still have a tanky Cassante.
You know, they get too eager and they don't do the setups right. And then Cuz bails them out in the end. That's kind of been the theme. Like, Cuz has some mega plays. But these are fixable errors for Kwangdong, and CV Max is a good coach, so you'd have to think that this is going to be solved at some point.
From that roster is working out for them. Now they're working towards this Ocean Soul. They'd like to pick
Flamin' Waffen, thank you for your Twitch Prime sub. I don't think I got to you. Sorry about that.
It's not over yet, but certainly GenG have taken the reins pretty big time in this game.
I don't know what's going on with Kwangdong, man, but this is a different team than what we've been seeing from them all season. And
like, you think, oh, we killed the jungler, but you have to consider that they could still 4v5 you.
Even if it's not the right call, at least I'll champion that, you know. As now trying to push in here onto Keen.
Bulldog is flanking them, and so is Dudu. He's trying to wrap around on them right now. Very interesting position, but Keen's going to get the engage once again, and there's Chovy.
Chovy now has flash up.
Bull immediately, and that is the end of that. They have a huge combo. They take out Chovy, and Dudu is unchecked in the back line, but Pays, can he get the 1v1?
It's a nice flank by Dudu, but
he gets some help from his team.
oh, he got it actually, thanks to Ori.
In the backside,
This is actually crazy. Dudu's huge, and he's just lifesteal tanking.
How are Kwangdong Freecs win? Never mind. There's desperately. He gets some help.
The thing is, in these skirmishes, though, this is where ulting Cassante really shines, right? Because you can't target him with a bunch of people and burst him, so he just does a bazillion damage. Pulls him in with Q3.
Dudu comes back. He's trying to help out.
Another Q3.
Take down Keen. I'm curious about this one.
Holy shit, Keen's dodging everything, dude.
Top laner in this position. It looks like
Keen is so good, man.
Dudu trying to hit the Qs, and it's not gonna matter.
Okay, people will complain about. I feel like people will complain about Cassante here, and there is truth to that. Like, what's Cassante's items? Spirit Visage, Thornmail, Iceborne Gauntlet, Anathema's Chains. The Anathema's Chains is probably on Ori, right? We should probably assume it's on Ori. Maybe it's on Aatrox. Like, so we can complain about Cassante, but can we also appreciate how fucking good Keen is? Because most Cassante players couldn't do what Keen does here. So Keen starts zoning Cuz off the Drake. He's doing his job, marking Cuz, saying, no, you're not going to come in here. Q3 is down. Q. Goes back in. There it is again. Forces a flash, actually.
Trying to wrap around on them right now. Very interesting position.
Right. Because he sees Chovy coming in with the ultimate. Chovy has Rocket Belt and Flash, though, so he gets hit anyway. Tries to lock them up. Cuz dies. Dudu is playing lethality Aatrox, so he does a bazillion damage to their back line. But watch Keen here. All out. Onto Bulldog. Hitting all his Qs. He's got Iceborne proc on the ground. Weaving all his autos in. Forces Bulldog's flash. Comes back around. Dashes. Pulls him in with Q3. Got a bazillion damage. Q3 again. Dodges chains. Dodges. Q3. Then look at this, guys. He reads the over the wall from Aatrox. Blast cones back in. Repositions, gets his shield. Perfect.
Get your copy pastas out for that one. He's gonna
like,
do 8k damage.
Cassante shouldn't be able to do that, but Keen fucking hit and dodged everything.
I mean, there is so much to talk about with this fight. You know, you press spacebar to put your champion directly, perfectly in the middle of the screen. FaZe is positioning against that.
7.8k on a tank still isn't fair. Yeah, I agree. He shouldn't be an 8,000 damage Cassante on a tank build. Aatrox did 9,000, but he's on a lethality build.
Hands on top. Get your copy pastas out for that one. He's gonna go do 8k damage in the
It was a really good play, guys. Like, we can get mad at Cassante, but Keen fucking styled on them. He styled on Dudu there.
You know, you press spacebar to put your champion directly.
Because you have to remember, guys, you complain about Keen. Okay, so let's complain about Cassante. Remember, Cassante nukes his own health bar and all his armor and MR in favor of items. Right, guys? So he is fighting an Aatrox with approximately the same amount of HP as him, right? Oh, a little over 2,000. Okay? Lethality Aatrox should fuck up Cassante when he's in all out. And Keen is in a 1 versus 3 where he has to take care of Orianna. He's now lower HP than Dudu is. He's now at 1k, 1,200 HP approximately. So Dudu has double his HP. Dudu's getting stunned here. And Keen, if Keen doesn't dodge everything, guys, he loses this.
Who is the better top laner in this position? It looks like Keen, as he's over the wall, Dudu trying to hit the Qs, and it's not
Keen wins this because he outplays it.
Cassante stands on top.
Get your copy pastas out for
you know what I mean? Like, if Dudu hits, if Keen doesn't dodge all of that, and you could say, well, Keen shouldn't be able to dodge all of this stuff with his a bazillion dashes, and that's true, but he did have to dodge all of that to stay alive.
Put your champion directly, perfectly in the middle of the screen. FaZe is positioning against that flanking Cassante. The Bulldog wrapping around could not have been better. He still ends up going down, and it's still a great play from Dudu, and he does lock him down and kill him as Bulldog pushes through the top side. But at the start of this
but he's not a tank when he's ulting, guys.
fight,
That's the thing. He can be exploded during all out.
To get on top of the Sibelius, which is just insane. This player who's
I'm just saying, like, it's kind of bullshit, but like also Keen is really good. Keen does deserve credit for this mega play.
And Dudu, with all this lethality, will help burn him down.
I hope they show it from Keen's perspective, because I want to see his movement. Here it is.
Let's just sit on it.
Yeah, I mean, everybody was focusing on to the squishy backline that, of course, Keen is just here. He's so tanky. He is Cassante.
Okay.
He also oh, by the way, I didn't even notice this. He gets Ghost back up in the middle of this fight. If he doesn't get Ghost up, he may not be able to footwork this, because the Ghost timing is exactly what he needs to start dodging all of the Aatrox shots. I think he loses without Ghost, guys.
It was really funny about this when you said, like, let's see who wins this actually, because for me, and I think for you as well, there was never any doubt.
Oh my God! There was never any doubt.
There was never any doubt. Lehens is loving it. We knew that Cassante was
Keen is such a beast, though.
With all that army he's got stacked up, and obviously with his ult rolling against the Aatrox, there was no way. Unless Keen messed it up, but it's Keen, man.
Yeah.
I trust
Glad life is good,
through.
DixMX.
Imagine if he picked Yone in this game.
Oh, yeah.
Don't think it would have been nearly as effective. You know, maybe Dudu doesn't get this big. I don't know. You know, it's the
but I think it was very fortuitous that Ghost came off cooldown right exactly when he needed it to dodge everything that Aatrox was throwing at him.
Dudu's in a lot of trouble. He's being collapsed on here. He's got Canyon, and a little play from Cuz, trying to get on top of Chovy here, but the Pop Blossom going to help out quite a lot. Doesn't seem to matter, though, and now Kwangdong Freecs are turning this around.
Yeah, how do you kill Keen now? How do you kill Keen? He's got Ocean Soul.
Can they kill Cassante, though, is the real question. I don't know if they can.
I don't know.
I actually think they can. I think they can.
I don't think they can now.
I think it's impossible.
He has anathemas. Like, he just will not die. He will not go below 1/3 health. It will not happen. Bulldog is dead as well.
Yeah. Pays eventually.
That's it. Credit to Keen, though. Keen fucking won this game.
Is Keen in this game.
He's got armor. He's got MR. He's got percentage-based damage reduction. He's Cassante, and he will not lose this game.
Oh, bull. Yeah. Just, you know, trying to put up a little defense, but nobody can defend against Cassante.
That was legit one of the best Cassante plays I've ever seen, though, guys.
Nice
like,
gotta hand it to them.
Big credit
but
to
in the
Keen.
end, GenG were the stronger team, and they will take them down in 34 minutes and 7 seconds.
What a great game, though, of League of Legends that we just watched. And
I love Keen.
I gotta say, there were some angles to vote for Chovy. Pays got some early kills. His positioning was
It's on
phenomenal.
Lucian for the chains.